You prepped, you planned, you walked into that food challenge hopeful, even if a little bit nervous, and then it didn't go the way you wanted. Your child reacted, the test was stopped, and now you're left feeling defeated, frustrated, and maybe even scared for what this means going forward. Mama, I see you. I know how hard it is, and today we're going to talk about it. In this episode, we'll get into the emotions that come with a failed food challenge, what to do next, and how to reframe this so it doesn't steal your hope. Because this isn't the end of the story. Let's get to it. Hey, food allergy mama. If you're here, you've likely experienced the scary and lonely food allergy diagnosis with your child. Unfortunately, food allergy parents aren't taught how to navigate the food allergy lifestyle, and it's easy to feel alone and discouraged sometimes. But I'm here to show you that food allergy life, it doesn't have to feel restrictive, scary, or isolated. I'm Corinna, and I'm a 17-year food allergy mom and food allergy coach at Friendly Pantry Consulting. I specialize in making food allergy life safer and less worrisome for food allergy families like yours. I'm not perfect, but over 17 years, I've learned a lot the hard way, and I'm sharing the secrets and resources you won't hear anywhere else that will help you feel confident living with food allergies faster and easier than I did. From introducing allergens, travel, navigating school, and educating friends and family, this podcast will give you the essential tips and strategies you need to help your food allergy child and family thrive. Welcome to the show. Are you starting to talk to your child about their food allergies? If your food allergy kid is aged 2 to 8, I have a list of skills to teach your child as they grow and become more independent. Not only are you going to get a checklist of skills, but you'll get fun ways you can teach these to your child in everyday life. If you haven't already, go to friendlypantry.com/empowerment and grab it for free. As you know, food allergy challenges can be a mixed bag of emotions. There's so much hope for outgrowing or overcoming, and it's so exciting to actually think about that. But it's also nerve-wracking and scary because you just don't know what might happen. And there's the happiness or the feeling of defeat depending on what the outcome is. It really puts us mamas through the gamut of feelings. And according to an article from Quad AI by Dr. Ruchi Gupta, it says that because children take cues from their parents and their level of anxiety is often reflecting their parents' level of anxiety, parents need to recognize how they're communicating with their children about food allergies. So I feel like there's a danger in focusing on the outcome of a food challenge. For example, if you constantly talk about outgrowing the allergy and how you wish that the allergy could be gone, you could be doing a couple of things. Number one is showing your child that life is not as good when you have an allergy. It's showing them that they're not going to enjoy life as much. Number two, it could be making your child feel like a failure. So when we talk about passing a challenge, it can be hard for that little mind to comprehend. When they hear that they failed and they see that mama's down, they pick up on that and they almost feel like they failed in some way, even though they have no control. It may even show them that you don't accept them for who they are. I know this is the last thing you want them to feel because if you're listening to this, I know you care a lot. You want what's best and you love your kid wholeheartedly. It's just that little minds may get the feeling that their weaknesses need to be fixed so that life can be better. And when it can't be fixed, that might be making your child feel a little less than worthy. So what can you do? Here are 3 tips to make sure that none of this happens. The last one will probably be a huge eye-opener, so listen to the end. The first step is to give yourself grace, and it may have been traumatic or hard to witness whatever reaction occurred. Even if it wasn't a traumatic reaction, it was just mild, take time to have grace for yourself and your child. Food allergy life is hard. There's a lot of scary and overwhelming things. Maybe the challenge caused a scary reaction, and that makes life just too overwhelming in this moment. So if that's the case, give yourself grace. I think after a failed challenge, it's easy to blame ourselves and to actually even feel guilty. But I'm here to say that it's not your fault. You and your doctor are doing what's best for your child. You do not need to feel guilty. If you find yourself going down the path of guilt, tell yourself the truth and that you made a decision based on the information you had. You were trying to do right by your child. Tell yourself that over and over again. It's okay. No guilt, no double thinking, no obsessing, okay? The second tip is having a mindset of gratitude, and this is a game changer. Did you know that neuroscience has discovered that your brain releases chemicals based on your thoughts? So positive thoughts give you feel-good chemicals, and negative thoughts produce chemicals that make your body feel bad. That's why being grateful, even if it's for very small things, is a game changer. So I'm going to touch on my Christian faith here a bit, but I know that not everyone who listens is a Christian, so hang tight with me because I have other reasons why gratitude is important too. But in my daily Bible studies recently, God has been pointing me to coming to Him with gratitude. There are many, many Bible verses that specifically instruct us to be thankful. If you want, you can look up these yourself, but here's a couple. Number one is 1 Thessalonians 5:18, and the second one is Philippians 4:6. In these verses, God actually tells us to be thankful, not only in the good times, but in all circumstances and every situation. That means that we're sad about food allergies, or if we're feeling bummed about a failed food challenge, we still need to be thankful. But why do you think this is? And I think it's because God knows how He made us. He knows that He gave us a way to help our mindset when we're down. He knows that when we find that positive thing to think about, there will be a chemical release that will help us. God tells us to be thankful because He made us, and He knows gratitude will help us based on how He made us. Here's the thing. God's Word, the Bible, which was written way before neuroscience was even a thing, tells us to give thanks in everything because God knows that focusing on gratitude will shift the focus away from uncertainties and dangers like food allergies, and instead, gratitude creates space for positive emotions, which will release feel-good chemicals and reduce stress. If you want to learn more about a biblical mindset, a friend of mine, Cindy Stewart, wrote a book called A Happy, Healthy Mind. And I found this book to be so helpful in so many parts of my life, including food allergies. I will post a link to that in the show notes if you want to check that out. But whether you have Christian faith or not, gratitude is essential. Gratitude causes your brain to release feel-good chemicals, but focusing on gratitude is also going to foster a mindset of positivity and focusing on what's going well. Whether it's being thankful for small things like a hug from your child, or finding a new allergy-safe food, or something as small as seeing a beautiful sunrise, having a mindset of positivity is going to help you better cope with challenges that come up because of food allergies. And don't forget, like I mentioned earlier, our kids are watching us. They're soaking everything in. And whether we like it or not, they will copy our attitudes and mindsets as they grow. So focusing on gratitude is not only going to help you, but it will make a huge impact on your kids too. And modeling gratitude will show your child how to deal with their food allergies in a more positive way so that they can thrive. Don't get me wrong, nobody is perfect. We are not going to model gratitude perfectly all the time. We all struggle, and that's okay. But just doing what we can by focusing on gratitude will promote better emotional and psychological health for our kids and make a generational impact too. Okay, let's move on to number 3, and this is a big one. It is to not live in the hopes of outgrowing an allergy. So one really big tip I have is to live in reality, and I mean really live. So this might mean coming to terms with the fact that these allergies could be lifelong. I know it's hard, but actually facing this and grieving what it means may help you to move forward in a more positive way instead of putting all your hopes and dreams on hold until the allergies are gone. I really get that many of us just want to get back to how things should be without allergies. This is a normal feeling. We want what life we always envisioned with our kids, where we could stop and get a treat on a whim or get fast food without worry. So we live in the hope of outgrowing the allergy or taking some sort of treatment that is going to cure it. But the thing is that these things don't always work, or sometimes they take a long time to work, which means that having a failed challenge causes a lot of grief because then you're still in the waiting and you're still stuck. The thing is that life is here to live now. Time is precious. One thing I wish I knew when I was in the earlier stages was that food allergies don't have to be as hard as I thought they were. There are ways to lower the mental weight and make things easier without sacrificing safety. It is possible to survive and thrive even with food allergies. So I want you to picture your goals and aspirations for your family. First, I want you to know that you can achieve those things even with food allergies in the picture. Take it from our family who's traveled all over the world, and my daughter who has gone on school trips, and we've been able to do most of the things that we want to. Yes, it takes extra care and preparation, but don't let allergies hold you back. Instead, take this time to learn to do what you want to do. Tackle best practices for going to birthday parties. Learn how to enjoy travel with food allergies. Find ways to lower your mental weight so that allergies are less taxing for the stage you're in right now. Yes, it can be done. And I have actually lots of episodes of this podcast and workshop resources that can help you. I encourage you to go back through the episodes of this podcast and listen to as many as possible. You are going to learn so many secrets that we had to learn the hard way for lowering your mental weight and living well with food allergies. Then, if you want to go deeper, take one of my workshops or get one of my templates to really dig in and help improve your quality of life. You don't have to limit life until your child outgrows allergies. You just need to learn how to navigate with food allergies so you can both thrive even if your child never outgrows them. Then, if they do outgrow it, it's icing on the cake. Remember, I'm cheering for you and sending you encouragement today. What do you think? What tip are you going to try so that you and your child can thrive, even if your child never outgrows food allergies? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Send me a DM over on Instagram at Friendly Pantry. If this episode helped you at all, please leave a 5-star rating so that other families can find the podcast too. Thanks for listening, and bye for now. Before you go, Mama, if you love this episode and want deeper support, head over to friendlypantry.com to see how we can partner together to keep your food allergy child safer and worry less. There's no need for wasting time searching all over Instagram, TikTok, and the web to get the practical knowledge you need for your family. While you're there, grab your free Food Allergy Kids Empowerment Guide or the newly diagnosed checklist today. Topics are not medical advice and are the opinions, views, and property of Friendly Pantry Consulting Incorporated. All rights reserved. Always contact your board-certified allergist immunologist for health advice.